We welcome you to what has become an annual tradition here on the ISC Sports Network, the first weekend in June. It is the annual Beat Ball Bonanza. We show you what has turned into the de facto semifinal game between the Philadelphia Fire and the Indy Thunder. Both these teams are 2-0 in pool play, and the winner will head to the championship game that we will feature tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. here on the ISC Sports Network. My name is Greg Rakestraw, and I'm thrilled to be joined by the president of the National Beat Ball Association, Jerry Wendell. Jerry, it's a pleasure to have you here with us, and we're just moments away from this first game getting underway. What do you want people to know about this great game that we're about to televise today?
Well, this particular game is a rematch from a game in the World Series last year, which Philadelphia knocked in the Thunder out of the chance of winning their 6th consecutive championship, I believe it would be. And so it's kind of a payback game for the Thunder, and Philly's trying to maintain their. All these games are important for seedings going into the World Series, and this is certainly an important game for both these teams to go towards that.
For some of you, this will be remedial, those of you that follow this sport on a regular basis, but knowing we broadcast to an expanded audience in today's action, 6 fielders in the field of play, pitcher and catcher work for the team that is batting. There's no second base. There's a first base and a third base, if you will. It is simply a race to get to the bag. There you see the defensive alignment in terms of the field of play. If the fielder is able to have possession of the ball and lift it off the ground and clearly showing, I've got the ball before the runner tags the bag, it is out. The ball will make noise. The bases make noise. Basically, a hit is a run. There are combinations of plays that can lead to a double play if a fielder is able to catch a ball on one hop. If a fielder catches the ball in the air, that's 3 outs, and the inning is automatically over. We will play 6 innings. There's no such thing as a ball. There's a take. 4 strikes also is what we are playing with in today's game. The visitors are the Philly Fire, and Justin Rhines
Bases, please.
will be the batter. That is the voice of Kemp Price, our lead umpire for today's game. And Pat Krause is the pitcher and spotter for this Philadelphia Fire team. Contact made on the first swing. Third base bag going off. This one bounding through the outfield, and that's a run. So a run to get things started for the Philly Fire.
Yeah, that ball was hit to Cody Jeffers, one of the new members of the Thunder. Came to the Thunder from the chaos over the last offseason. Made a good play on it, but just not in time to get him out.
So next batter to the plate, Tyler Rodriguez. Good look at Tyler. In temperatures, by the way, kind of upper 80s, mixture of sun and clouds. Warm for what we have dealt with here in the late spring. For what it will be later in the summer, doesn't feel too bad out there. Clearly, Tyler has his aim set and ready to go.
And Tyler is an ex-member of the Thunder. He played with the Thunder up until the last year or so. He is related to one of the spotters of the Fire. I mean, he's engaged to one of the spotters of the Fire, and he moved out to Philly last year.
I'd say it's a good excuse to switch teams. Ground ball, diving effort for it, and out.
All right.
Out is recorded in the field of play.
What's his number?
So there's one down.
24.
So again, you also hear Kemp doing a great job of calling that out for us. That is Zach Bueller. So Bueller makes the play for the Indy Thunder.
Zach kept it in the family. He's my son-in-law.
And you will see all batters, as well as fielders, will wear masks to ensure total blindness, as you have varied levels of sight amongst these athletes. But it is an activity that is meant to do completely 100% from blind, to have a level playing field for everybody that is involved. That's the testing of the base that you hear in the background.
This is Scott Hogwood for the Fire, and Scott is a power hitter. He lives by the long ball.
We do have the occasional home run that you see. Did you clear what, that 200-foot ring, correct?
170.
170, okay. Ground ball this time, though. Again, you see the runner legging it out towards the base, and he's got it.
I'm not for sure if they called that safe or out.
I believe he was safe. We'll take a look at it in the simultaneous replay that we have the ability to show you.
Yeah, it looks like he was safe.
Yeah.
They've gone to the left field side on all three of their first three batters. Oh, yes, thank you. Marked my sheet correctly.
So 2-0 the score. And again, we are calling this off a monitor. That way we are not serving as a distraction to anybody in the field who are trying to hear the beat coming from the ball. And again, you hear the bases tested. And the third base bag has been a little weak.
Yeah, some of these guys, I don't know. Someone can just go right here, and if it's laying like that, they're not going to hit it.
In terms of that sound.
Yeah.
Again, you'll hear the voice of Kemp Price, our umpire, throughout the course of our broadcast as well. By the way, Mike Ricardo is the gentleman he's having a conversation with, who is the catcher for the Philadelphia Fire. Jerry, while we have this opportunity before the next pitch, tell folks about the National Beat Ball Association.
Well, National Beat Baseball is a 501c3 organization, so it's charitable. It's been in existence since 1976. I became president last summer. It's and it's like I said, tax-free organization. So anybody who would like to donate, feel free to go to nbba.org. There's a donate button. Give ourselves a plug there. But it's a worthwhile organization. A lot of families are involved in it. For instance, Kemp, who's the home plate umpire, his son, Jason Price, is actually the head umpire of the National Beat Baseball Association.
So here's Cesar Lescano, number 4 batter for the Fire. Swing and a miss. So first strike by. In last year, this tournament we played with a 3-strike rule. Here we are back to the usual 4-strike scenario here. And you do get one take. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kind of get the one pass as we have it labeled on the graphic.
Right, and you usually won't see a player take a pass on high caliber teams like this unless the pitcher asks him to, or unless he's ran out a lot of foul balls.
Swing and a miss. So down to a final strike. Heard a momentary pause. There is a fire station right by the high school of which we're playing at, so that may have been the momentary reason for the delay. Swing and a miss. So second out of the inning. First out was in the field of play on a play made by Zach Buehler. That's a strikeout, and again, this is the case where as a pitcher, you don't want the strikeout to happen. So now Nick Silver to the plate.
And Nick has played with several teams. He's played with the local Indianapolis Edge team up until last year. He's from the St. Louis area, but he's making his home with the Philly Fire for the last couple of years.
And 8 teams are a part of this tournament. There are 4 games taking place across this great facility here at North Central High School. Contact made, elevated towards the left side. One hop and safe. Runner is safe. Zach Buehler could not track that down in time, making a 3-run top of the first for the Philly Fire.
And Nick Silver has quite a bit of speed, and so if he gets a ball up in the air like that, it's almost impossible to get him out.
Let's talk about some of the work that the fielders do. What sort of training? There are 2 spotters in the field at all times. From a defensive standpoint, how do you train for a ball like that one?
Well, the spotters are very important as far as calling zones. The field is laid out with the way the Thunder plays defense. 6 is in the middle of the field, and then you number from 5 going towards the line as 1. So the spotter will call a number, which the fielders get their hint from, but the fielders themselves, they're listening to the ball. They can field the ball a lot of times without having the numbers called, but it certainly when a ball's hit a long way from a fielder, it helps.
Ground ball, Kraus up the middle. Fielder turning left. Can he get to it in time? Going to be close. Looks like Krause is able to get to the bag just in time. It's another run for the Fire. 4 runs in the top of the first. And we'll play 6 innings today. Just sliding in. Cleats first into that third base bag.
And and that was a good play by the defender. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about speed. Speed kills.
Let's play ball.
So back to the top of the lineup we go. This is Justin Rhines.
Ready.
Swing and a miss. So Rhines began the game with a run.
Hit to left field.
Here the wind's picking up here. A warm and breezy day. Ground ball, left side. Diving effort made it. How about that for a play?
There you go.
Without even really completing. I believe that's Kyle Rodenbeck that made that play.
Adam Rodenbeck made that play.
So Adam makes the play for the Indy Thunder. So 7 batters come to the plate. And again, either you score or it's an out. Relatively easy play made by the Thunder. And now we'll see the Thunder lineup coming to bat here in a matter of moments. So many great sponsors to thank as part of our broadcast today on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks to our friends at Opti Park. Looking for a place to hold your next event or get-together? Come to Opti Park, located in the heart of Broad Ripple. Opti Park is home to baseball, birthday parties, family reunions, and playground fun. Opti Park is a community park, not a city park, and run by volunteers for over 60 years. OptiParkIndy.com. Provided by the Optimist Club of the north side of Indianapolis, proud sponsor of the Indy Thunder. Batting lineup for the Thunder in today's game. Zach Buehler will lead things off. Cody Jeffries will bat second. Kevin Smith will bat third. Kyle Lewis will bat fourth. Adam Rodenbeck will bat sixth.
They'll go.
And then batting fifth, since I inadvertently skipped over our 6th batter for the Indy Thunder, Dylan Berry.
Now, did they give you Dylan as a hitter or just as a designated fielder?
They gave him to me as a hitter. Now, it doesn't mean that sometimes lineups do change.
Okay, I'd be surprised if he hits, but
we'll see. We'll see if it gets to him here. So here's Zach Buehler. Jared Woodard is the pitcher, and one thing that I noticed differently about Jared this year compared to last year, he is wearing the helmet now as the pitcher for the Indy Thunder. Our buddy Darnell Booker serves as the catcher. He heads up the Thunder beat ball program.
And Jared's wearing a helmet because he got his jaw broken pitching last year, and I don't believe his wife will allow him to pitch without a helmet now.
I think a lot of us that have known Jared have said, Jared, please put on a helmet for many years, and some of us guys are stubborn about things like that.
Now, Zach Buehler, who's leading off for the Thunder, is also a U.S. Paralympic goalball player.
And explain that sport for those that don't know.
Goalball is another team sport for the visually impaired and blind. It's played on a court about the size of a volleyball court. 3 members on the floor each time at opposite ends of the court. There's a high pop-up.
Elevated contact made. This will bounce through the field of play, and that'll be a run for the Indy Thunder.
Zach is very, very fast, and when he gets hang time like that, it's an automatic run.
So Thunder get one back. It's now 4-1. You love the simultaneous replay we can show you. And I have no problem believing you about him being a Paralympic level athlete, given the speed I just saw him literally flying through that bag down the first base side. So second batter due up now for the Thunder.
Zach is actually from, I call it the first family of goalball. He's my son-in-law, actually, and myself and his mother-in-law were both Paralympic goalball players.
Ground ball, left side. Diving effort, knocks it down, picks it up. So next batter up is Kevin Smith.
Was that an out?
Believe that was.
Okay.
So 4-1 our score.
Kevin Smith is a power
Bases
hitter.
again, please. Thank you.
Has good
Play
speed.
ball.
They have the bases check. High target for the pitcher.
Yes, Kevin has the highest swing of anybody on the Thunder. From somebody who's pitched before, the high swing is actually much more difficult to pitch to than a lower one.
Second strike. There's 2 more to work with. This will be a take. So there's the pass. Has to swing at the next pitch, does Smith. Contact made, ground ball up the middle. Hustling, diving effort, and that'll be a base, that'll be a hit. He's safe. So 2 runs in the bottom half of the first for the Thunder.
Now that's a ball that any team will tell you is a ball that should be fielded. That's you got to make the putouts defensively when they allow you to. There's nothing you can do about a really hard hit ball that just simply gets by you. But that was one that should have been filled by the defense, and they would have told you that.
I can't imagine that feeling of knowing you've knocked it down, and then going, okay, where do I find it? Where is it? It's next to me. Where do I get it? Here's Kyle Lewis.
I did.
Lewis, a lefty.
No, I put it up on purpose. You're supposed to, it's like a golf ball. You hit it down third.
Kyle's
You hit it
back.
down third
Kyle basically
You
had to
hooked it
set
down
out
third
last
baseline and third
season
back towards first and see
with,
Phillip going to third base.
with a knee injury. Himself and Zach Bueller. Zach was out with an ACL tear last year, so the Thunder has 2 of their regulars back in their lineup this year.
We're setting the field.
And that's the
Bases,
voice of
please.
Kemp Price. You hear our home plate umpire.
Play ball.
Fielders are ready. Another high target for the lefty and Lewis. Swing and a miss. So 1 strike.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. High target.
Pass.
That's the pass. So has to swing at this pitch.
Strike.
Swing and a miss by Lewis.
Counts full.
Number 4 hitter in the lineup.
And Jared Woodard is predominantly one of the most accurate pitchers in the game.
Foul ball.
His contact percentage at the last year's World Series was right around 92%, which led all pitchers at the World Series.
So you're saying that my ability to throw a batting practice fastball on my baseball days would be perfect for this sport?
Absolutely.
Counts full. Let's play.
So again, 3 strikes, trying to avoid the 4th.
He's out.
Swing and a miss. So 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, so Chris Dunleavy is actually batting 5th.
Okay.
And Dylan Berry is a designated fielder. And Chris is the DH.
So back to the right-handed side of the plate now for the next batter up for the Thunder.
We're setting the field.
And winner of this
Bases,
game
please.
advances on to tomorrow's
Thank you.
8 a.m. championship game, which
Thank you. Let's play ball.
we will have for you here on ISC.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. Of course, these athletes are taking batting practice on a regular basis, and it's where that desire of basically telling the pitcher, I want the ball here. Here is my contact point. Pitcher's job is to put it there.
Foul ball.
And Chris is a player who came to the sport relatively late in life. I think he lost his sight due to retinitis pigmentosus. He's a lawyer by trade for Eli Lilly, and he picked up the game about 5 years ago.
Ground ball made, hit the pitcher. which basically turns into a dead ball, a no pitch more or less. And there's a 40-foot line the ball has to clear to be fieldable, considered to be a legal hit or potentially a run.
Right. It's got the 40-foot line is just like a foul ball. If it doesn't make it to the 40-foot line, it's just like a person hitting a foul ball.
So in other words, folks, there are no bunt base hits in beat baseball. Another outside target and high. Contact made. Yeah, did not clear the 40-foot line as we just referenced. Perfect timing on that front. Again, you'll see the catcher often with that bat guide the batter back to be aligned and then put the bat at the edge of the plate to give you that point of reference from a target standpoint.
Right, and you'll see most players will move as far forward in the batter's box as they can while keeping at least 1 foot within the plane of the home base.
He's out.
Swing and a miss. So the the Thunder score 2 in the bottom half of the first, and we are through 1. Philly with a 4-2 lead over the Indy Thunder. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back. More of the 22nd annual Beat Baseball Bonanza from North Central High School in Indianapolis comes your way next on ISC.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
Well, this event does not take place without many wonderful sponsors, both for us at ISC as well as the Indy Thunder. The folks at Tynan, happy to hop on board this year. Need a lift? Call Tynan, 317-247-8474. Want to thank Andy Elkins, the wonderful director of athletics at North Central High School, for his help in working with us. We're fortunate to work with Andy on a regular basis on the ISC Sports Network, but he is a more than gracious host to the Indy Thunder for this event every year. Seemingly there's been about a 3-year construction project that's been going on here at North Central High School, and we think this is the last summer that will be taking place.
Thank you.
So here is Rodriguez.
Thank you. Let's play ball.
So number 2 batter will start the lineup through for the Fire.
And he's 0 for 1.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. And as Jerry pointed out, he has spent time here in the Indianapolis area, knows these players awfully well. This is a wonderful community that's been built up through this sport. Swing and a miss by Rodriguez. 2 strikes. So everybody kind of knows everybody on these teams, put it that way.
And again, he's a former Thunder player.
Ground ball. Does clear the 40-foot line. Rodriguez hustling to the bag, and he's safe. Ikram Ikramola was in the field, just could not track it down in time for the Thunder. So it's a leadoff run for the Philly Fire. Their lead is now 5-2. So his first run of the game.
That was the first ball that they've hit to the right side of the field this game.
Next up for the Fire is Scott Hogwood.
And he's 1 for 1.
And you heard this before, every pitch, every batter, fielder set, bases set, just to get the batter acclimated to the sounds of what to be listening to once contact is made. Ball lifted, middle of the field. This will roll through and hustling down to the bag, and it's a run.
That ball might be dead.
In other words, did it stop making noise?
Yeah, it might be. It looked like the guy out deep did not go for it. It must not be dead, because otherwise it would have been left alone and the umpire would have had to gone out to the field to see if it was actually beeping.
So Hogwood's 2 for 2. Take another look. Again, the split screen replay we have the ability to show you. Kyle Lewis, the player closest to it for the Indy Thunder. So back-to-back runs for the Philly Fire. Here's Salar Lescano, who struck out his last time up. Swing and a miss. Krause's target was at the knees. Again, the catcher is Mike Ricardo. And it's a low target.
And like I said earlier, many family connections. Pat Krause, the pitcher, his son is the 6th hitter for Philly.
Lifted, left side. Couple of bounces. And safe.
Buehler went sliding over to try to make a play on it and kicks the ball away. I don't think it would have had a difference. By the time he got over, I think he would have been safe anyways.
First 3 batters all score for the Fire. And their lead is its largest now at 7-2. And to give you an idea in terms of scores and runs and things of that nature, the Thunder won their previous game by a score of 20-9. Kind of gives you an idea of what a somewhat typical score is in games like this.
We're set in the field. Bases, please. Thank you.
Here's Nick Silver.
Thank you.
He scored in his previous plate appearance.
Set, ready, finish.
Lifted, right side. One bounce, circled and safe.
Oh, but that was excellent play, though, by Kyle Lewis out deep.
That was simply great speed by Silver. Again, Lewis really got that on a couple of hops. And you'll take a look on our double box replay. Couldn't have played that any better if you were the Thunder. Just great speed hustling down the line. So, 4 consecutive batters have all reached and scored for the Philly Fire. And the winner of this game plays in the championship game tomorrow at 8 a.m. All games take place tomorrow at 8, with the idea of a lot of teams have flown in for this event from across the country. Chicago, Philly, Gateway, Bayou City, which is Houston, Boston, all taking place. Gateway, of course, out of St. Louis. You got 2 Indianapolis area teams that are playing.
And Cleveland.
Yep, the Scrappers.
Pass.
So that was the pass. Here's Casey Krause.
Usually don't see a pass that early in the count.
Ground ball, left side. Fair ball. Krause hustling down the line, and he's got it.
Adam ran right by that. Ball might be on its speaker. If the speaker's turned down to the ground, makes it very difficult for the fielder to hear it if it stops rolling.
Great job by our camera crew to show you both of those simultaneously. Thanks to Rob Lynch, Eldon Wheeler, the Forrest Gump lookalike in terms of his days of running in the desert, Greg Sharton today.
Thank you. Let's play ball.
Thanks to Buzz Alcaron, who's on the camera you're watching right now. Thanks to our guys in the truck, Wes Wolf, David Kahn, and Vince Morales. And alongside Jerry Wendell, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Leadoff batter, Justin Rhines. Contact made, up the middle. Diving effort and out. First out of the inning. Sliding play made by Rodenbeck, 1 down. So that stops the streak of 5 consecutive batters reaching and scoring for the Philly Fire. And there's 1 away. Out of a player we've featured multiple times over the years in this tournament on ISC. Good job by Coach Krause to get out of the way up the middle. That would have been a dead ball. Given how it resulted, he may have been better off had he stuck in that time and taken 1 for the team.
Well, and you will see that happen every once in a while. A pitcher will act like he's trying to get out of the way of the ball,
but not give the full effort on getting out of the way.
Exactly.
A little gamesmanship.
And if the umpire thinks that that's happened, he'll call them out.
Tyler Rodriguez at the plate. Began the inning with a run scored. He's 1 for 2 today. And you get to see these batters a great deal with a 6-player lineup, the way the game is played. Lifted, right side. Airborne, and already out collected.
Oh, my. Great play.
Tremendous job in the field. Let's take a look. So that was almost on one hop, which would have been like a double play. It was close.
He picked it up off the ground. Yeah, I was just checking. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
You hear Darnell Booker asking about that. Hey, should that have been a double play?
Okay.
So it's 2 outs. Back-to-back outs recorded for the first time by the Thunder. So here's Scott Hogwood. He is one of 3 different Philly Fire players who has yet to be recorded as an out in this game. A little more cloud than sun right now.
And I'm sure the players don't mind that one single bit.
Broadcasters don't either. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss by Hogwood. Ground ball, left side, lined up. Rodenbeck couldn't make the diving effort. Hogwood hustling for the bag. He'll make it. So Scott is 3 for 3 today. And 2 runs in the inning.
That was another one of those balls, even though it was well hit, with Scott being, you know, a power hitter and not, I mean, he's average speed, a ball that you really need to pick up.
So here Lascano. Lascano struck out in the first. Scored his last time up this inning. So he is the 9th batter to the plate here in the top of the second. After a 4-run first, a 6-run top of the second for the Philly Fire. Swing and a miss. Lascano, the only player to strike out so far for the Fire. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. Strike 3.
The Thunder are playing a little defensively out of position today. Rodenbeck usually doesn't play short left. He's usually on the right field side, but James Michaels is out with.
Ground ball, left side, and safe.
Like I was saying, James Michaels is out with some fractured ribs, who would normally be holding down that position.
I'm sorry.
So 2 runs in the inning for Lascano. Take a look at the double box here. That ball just did stay in fair territory. Rodenbeck just couldn't get to that ball in time. So Nick Silver will be the 10th batter to the plate this inning.
We're setting the field.
Silver was 3 for 5 in game 1 against the Gateway City Archers. It's 2 for 4 in game number 2 against the Cleveland Scrappers. Swing and a miss. This Philly Fire team had 4 strikeouts in game number 1. Had 9 in game number 2. Lifted, sky high pop up.
Oh.
And that'll be a foul ball.
Yeah, I went over to watch the first couple innings of the Philly-Cleveland game, and they were a little slow getting going in that game, but then once they got it cranked up, they put quite a few runs on the board against Cleveland. May have only been a 10-4 win, but it was close early, and then they pulled away.
We have 0-2. Let's play ball.
It's already 7 runs in the inning for the Philly Fire. Line drive,
nice hit.
Left field.
Buehler's lining it up.
Lining it up,
Oh,
diving
underneath
effort,
him.
couldn't get there. And he's safe.
Went right underneath Zach.
So Silver 3 for 3 today, joining Hogwood in that category. Now Casey Krause will come to the plate for a second time this inning.
I can't tell you last time I've seen 8 runs put on the
Once it's going
board
back,
against the
it's
Thunder in
going
an
third
inning.
On the way back.
All right, now the Fire having their way with them, and
We're setting the field.
I don't think this is going to be a run rule game, but you never know.
Check first.
In the first base check, you hear the differences in tones for the batters here as to which bag they're going to go. Those are taken care of kind of in random fashion to alternate, whether it's the first base bag or the third base bag. Here's Krause.
Pass.
The pass on the ball between the letters in the waistband.
Yeah, in beat ball, it really doesn't matter whether you're a righty or a lefty. You don't really get a benefit of the extra step going to the base because you don't know which base you're going to go to.
Correct.
Okay, here you go. No, I don't pitch.
Elevated, left side. One bounce, and it will be safe. Even though it was collected by the fielder for the Indy Thunder.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeffries, but still safe.
another excellent play, but good speed.
Just good speed out of the bag, and it was close. This will be the second time now that this lineup has batted through here for the Fire.
How we set?
This is Justin Rhines, who was the first out of the inning. You never want to make the first and last out of the same inning.
Field. Bases, please.
And he's hit to the left
Thank you.
side all 3 appearances.
Thank you. Foul ball.
Foul ball. Right back to the catcher and Mike Ricardo.
Oh, no. No, time. Ooh, that stung. That stung.
Pat Krause, the
Yeah,
pitcher,
walk
took
around a
one
little bit,
straight
right?
up the middle.
Yep.
The beat baseball weighs roughly a pound, 16 ounces, and coming off of an aluminum bat, it can deliver a pretty good blow.
Now, Pat's going to need a minute. Also checking the ball to make sure it's okay. Had a chance to catch with Pat before today's game.
You're masked, buddy.
So he'll remask and asking you why you wear those things. There's a reason.
I mentioned earlier that Chris Daly was a lawyer. Well, Pat Krause happens to be a judge.
So in case there's any legal proceedings necessary, we're
Here we go.
well covered today.
Absolutely.
Strike.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
So 9 here in the inning.
Hold on, what? Hold on, what do you got? It's 2-0. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. It's 2-0.
So 2 strikes, the count.
Here we go, 2-0. Strike.
Swing and a miss. Does have 1
0-3.
pass available. Just 1 strikeout so far for Fire hitters.
He's out.
Swing and a miss, and that is the end of the inning.
That's 3.
But for the Fire, again, 12 batters come to the plate, 9 score, and we will go now to the bottom half of the second inning, and it's 13-2 in favor of Philly. Simplified Insurance Solutions here. Like another great sponsor of ours on ISC for our event today here in Indianapolis. Thanks to our friends at Simplified Insurance Solutions. Health insurance experts offering Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, dental, vision, and hearing coverage. Located in Lawrence, call Latrice Jeter today at 888-340-7633. Well, Jerry, simply put, how do the Thunder potentially turn this one around?
Well, going to have to put the ball on the bat. Jared had 2 strikeouts in the first inning, which is very rare. So, you know, as long as he can make contact, they'll have a good chance of jumping back in.
6, 1, and 2 are the batters due up this time through for the Indy Thunder. So Rodenbeck, Buehler, and Jeffries, the trio due up.
Yeah, it's not that.
Darnell Booker will help Adam to the plate. For a chance to kind of give you Adam's stats from the first couple of games today. Just had 1 plate appearance in game 1 against the Scrappers. Went 2 for 5 in the game against Gateway.
And one of the other keys to this game to get back into it is, other than just simply putting the ball in play, getting the ball off of the ground. This grass is very thick. You hit a ground ball, it's going to slow it down, and the defenders are going to have a good chance of getting you out.
Bases, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let's play ball.
So Rodenbeck ready. The high outside target. Swing and a miss. So first strike.
Oh, my gosh.
We're requesting a different ball.
I'm not sure why they're requesting a new ball. That seems to be a really good one, and we are actually, unfortunately this year, in a supply crunch for balls. The Denver Beat Ball Group, who makes most of our balls, have been waiting for shells to come in from China, and actually for the World Series, the NBBA has had to sell them balls from out of our supply in order to make sure we have ample balls for the World Series.
So the equipment change complete. Now back to the at-bat. Contact made, elevated left side. Bouncing and diving effort.
Oh,
out.
Nice play.
What's the number?
Cesar Lescano on the play for the Fire.
Number.
1 down.
Number 0.
Good diving effort.
Hey.
So Rodenbeck being helped back to the bench area for the Thunder. Top of the lineup, and Zach Buehler will come back on. He had the first run of the game for the Thunder. But they're finding themselves in a bit of a predicament, down by 11 here in the home half of the second.
Thank you.
And nothing you can do about that last one. Rodenbeck hit the ball well. The defense just made a better play.
Ground ball up the middle. Heading towards the left side, diving effort, and out. Again, the play made in the outfield. 2 down. Even with Buehler hustling down the line. And take a look. You'll see it simultaneously.
Yeah, Lescano's gotten the last 2 hitters, Rodenbeck and Buehler.
That's 4 consecutive batters retired now by the Fire. Here's Cody Jeffries. He was an out the first time through.
Up to you guys. Okay.
I think they're going to check to show the replay, perhaps.
I've not done it.
So again, you got Kemp Price, our umpire, back there, and he is going to see the exact same feed that you were watching. And guys, if you could show that double box that you just showed to our home plate umpire. Kemp, we got you. No, Kemp can't hear me, but we will take care of you and show you that play here in a matter of moments. So here you go. So again, we offer this technology to our umpiring staff here. And again, these are matched up simultaneously, so this is as it happened. And Kemp's going to learn that he got it right. Ball is in possession as he hits the bag. Tremendous job by our ISC Sports Network crew.
they get 2 challenges, so just put a little mark up there.
And you can hear again, you get 2 challenges per game, so
Okay.
one of them was just used.
You got 1 more. They should listen to you.
Lascano was able to field that ball right with his hands. No bobble or anything. He just reached out straight into his hands, got the ball up off the ground.
Bases, please.
And it's basically when the ball
Thank you.
is off the ground that is considered
Thank you.
dead
Play
ball
ball.
plays over, correct?
Right. Off the ground and away from your body.
Yep.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. Ball was knee-high and outside. Third game of the day for each of these 2 teams. Target's a bit higher this time.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. Counted 0-2. Contact made. Line drive up the middle. Bounding through fielders and
Safe.
safe. A run for the Thunder.
Lascano made a good effort to try to get 3 in a row out, but that one actually got through him.
So it'll be Kevin Smith due up next for the Thunder. And great contact made. See that 170-foot line. That's a home run if it clears it on the fly.
Look, you can ask me to go
Certainly in
and ask the
play.
judges. That's not considered a
That's
challenge.
not, yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you're going to tape, it's a challenge.
Got it, I got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So Kevin Smith due up.
And one small twist to beat
I
ball
said, y'all
from
can still ask me to go
baseball.
ask the judges,
A home run in beat
but-
ball
and that's not a challenge.
is 2 runs.
The
Correct,
camera's a
correct.
challenge.
So
I relearn this every 52 weeks.
well, don't worry, Greg. I've been around the game for 41 years, and I relearn things every week, not
What's
just
that?
every year.
I believe
We're
this is the
set to field.
4th year we've had the
Bases,
pleasure of
please.
televising
Thank
this
you.
event on ISC.
Thank you. Oh,
So Kevin is ready. And he had a run his first time up as well.
strike.
Swing and a miss. Kevin went 2 for 4 in the game against the Scrappers. He did not feature in the game against the Archers.
Yeah, Kevin has immense power. Only thing he has to do is not jumping at the ball too quick.
Ground ball left side. Hustling. Lined up and grabbed it out. So Scott Hogwood got the ball before Kevin could get to the base paths, and that is the end of the inning. The Thunder scored just 1. They trailed by 10 going to the top of the 3rd. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the Beat Ball Bonanza here on ISC. McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is caught.
There you
oh,
go.
wow. Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Wrestler!
Whoa!
Today's game on ISC presented in part by Bright Ideas Consulting. Your logo on everything under the sun. Now with their new location at 9855 Cross Point Boulevard, Suite 116 in Indianapolis.
And everything under the sun, that sun started to come down hard again, so
It feels like the first Saturday in June out here right now.
it does.
Summer for us in Indianapolis, forget what the calendars say in terms of summer begins on June 23rd. No, for us it begins on Memorial Day because the 500 just happened. So hence it's summer now in
All I have to
Indianapolis.
say about that is I was at the 500 last Sunday, and I'm glad it wasn't this hot.
No, it was, we could not have had a better condition for race day. Sunny and in the 70s.
It was absolutely perfect.
So Tyler Rodriguez will lead things off. Again, 2, 3, and 4. Tyler 1 for 3 against his old team. He scored 1 run last inning. He had 2 teammates that scored twice. It was a 9-run second for the Fire. Rodriguez, contact made towards the right side. Diving
Oh,
effort.
nice
and
play. Chris Dunleavy.
So 1 out. So that is the first sign that the leadoff man has been retired for the Fire. Again, here's the double box so you can see it. Tyler hustling to the bag, but again, no doubt about that one. That's an out.
Tyler's actually gone to R3 and to the right side 3 out of the 4 times he's been up.
Here's Scott Hagwood. He has yet to be retired. He, Nick Silver, and Casey Krause all a perfect 3 for 3 in terms of runs scored so far for the Fire.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's play ball.
Contact made, foul ball. Just in front of home plate.
Yeah, he was right on time with it though. When the ball either goes straight up or straight back like that, you know you're in perfect timing. Pitch was just on the top of the bat.
Everybody has their mechanisms, whether you're a sighted athlete or none, in terms of swinging a bat as to, okay, here's my alignment, here's how I get set. See, Scott lays the bat down to get the proper alignment across home plate. Everyone has their own idiosyncrasies. The pass on that one.
And unlike baseball, I would say there really isn't a perfect beat ball swing. It's more so whatever is comfortable to the batter that the pitcher can pitch to. The best is a slight uppercut so that you get some elevation on the ball. You don't want to be hitting it into the ground, but
this one lifted, center of the park. Safe.
That was hammered. That ball probably landed 140 feet and rode to approximately 200. So that was the best hit ball of this game.
Scott may have literally swung out of his shoulder on that because he was kind of grabbing that left shoulder at the end of the play. See if that was maybe on a diving effort. Yeah, he landed hard on that left shoulder. He put his right shoulder in the bag, but let's hope that he is all right because he's kind of grimacing a little bit. He is now a perfect 4 for 4. So runs scored now in every inning for the Philly Fire, but let's hope one of their best players is okay. So here's Loscano.
Loscano, who's been basically the defensive star for the Fire so far.
We're set in the field. Bases, please. Thank you. Play ball.
Only time the Thunder's gotten him out is when he struck out in the first inning.
Swing and a miss that time. Two strikes. 2 strikeouts so far. Foul ball. That one's lifted down by the fans. Or so you can sit right next to the action if you're on the team benches.
Like Jared just did. It'd been a good outlet.
So it does have a pass remaining.
Now, you usually wouldn't take a pass here because you just made contact.
Swing and a miss. Well, second out of the inning.
Because if you're making contact with the pitcher, it means you're both on the same line, and why break up the cadence?
So Nick Silver now due up next. Again, he has yet to be retired. Neither the 5 nor 6 hitters have been recorded as an out yet today.
We're set in the field. Bases, please. Thank you.
There's 2 runs
Let's play ball.
with 2 outs in the first. 1 run with 2 outs here in the third for the Fire.
Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Nick has sprayed it around so far. He's hit to right and to left field.
Foul ball.
Contact made. Foul ball. Contact made left side. Ground ball and out.
Nice play by Rodenbach.
4-1.
Now, Rodenbach makes the outstanding play. So, just one run that time by the Fire, but they are enjoying an 11-run lead. You can take a look at the defensive handiwork here by the Indy Thunder. No doubt about it that time.
Thunder only gave up one run that half inning, so hopefully they can jump back into the game. Finding themselves down by 11 runs, 14-3, going into the bottom of the third.
I want to thank our friends at the Blind Institute of Technology, where teaching one person with a disability changes the lives of millions. Check out how they are changing the world at blindit.org. Jerry, what are we looking at here in terms of potential run rule now that it's an 11-run game here in the bottom of the third?
Well, we definitely won't hit it until at least next inning, even if the Thunder even if they don't score any runs, since we're only down by 11. But I imagine the Thunder's going to jump right back into this. Let's hope that they do, anyways. But yeah, I mean, just because you get put into the 12-run rule doesn't mean that you can't come back and win. I've seen it happen to the Thunder back years ago, you know, early in their championship run. I've seen it happen to other teams. So just getting some momentum on your side. They just need to start putting the ball in play.
So Kyle Lewis was a strikeout victim his last time up.
We're set in the field. Bases, please. Thank you.
Kyle does a variety of things for the Indy Thunder, both on and off the field. Swing it, lifts it foul. Was working with Kyle to make sure everybody knew exactly where on social media they could find our broadcast today.
Right.
Good on one.
So Kyle gets his alignment ready, uncorks that lefty swing. It's back all the way to the pitcher. 0-2 the count, so second straight foul ball. Lifts this one left side. Lewis hustling towards the third base bag.
Oh,
this one past the fielder, and base hit for Lewis.
That was out there with the ball that Hogwood hit earlier. That one probably rolled a 200 feet, came down probably 150 feet or so out into the outfield.
Tremendous contact. One hopping past the last remaining fielder in left field and Rhines. So leadoff run for a second time in 3 innings for the Thunder.
Hey, turn third base.
Again, coming here for Indy Thunder, Chris Dunleavy.
Chris is a line drive hitter. He doesn't hit the long fly ball, but he hits a lot of really hard line drives.
Did a little bit of a ball check here.
Until just now, I just pressed on it and it died.
See if that affects that last run or not.
It was till I pushed on it.
Okay, so it's a run.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It was beeping until I pushed on it.
One of the new rules that took effect this year on a dead ball was in the past the bases weren't kept on when the umpires went out to check for a dead ball, but because the players have to field the ball,
correct,
they figured we just will leave the bases on, so when
Replicates game conditions.
absolutely. So when the umpire leans over and he can't hear the ball within a normal range of, say, 3 feet, then he'll call it dead.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. Why it took 46 years to take place, you know, hey.
Because sometimes the things that make the most sense don't get taken care of.
We're setting the field. Bases, please.
Chris Dunleavy, a strikeout victim his last time up.
Play ball.
You mentioned he was somewhat late to playing beat baseball.
Yes, he has a
Ground ball, left side, diving
That's gonna
effort,
be a run.
kick through, and set.
He called that. It's going to be a replay, guys.
I think we have to replay it.
It's not her, guys. It's the plug-in thing.
Oh, so the base didn't go off.
Correct.
Or
It's
it
the replay, guys.
malfunctioned at one point.
Correct.
So he lost where the base was while he was running down the baseline.
And frankly,
First
because of
on.
our broadcast location being
First
away
on.
from the line of sight, there are times when we are
Okay.
basically reacting
All
to
right.
this just like the athletes would. We are going based off what we hear.
Right.
Yeah,
On
that
this
was the
call.
first pitch. There was no pitch. That's the first pitch. So.
So when you hear no pitch, no count to restart for Chris. Well, you mentioned late to the game. It just reminds me that
barely
Darnell
got no
Booker is always recruiting for this Indy Thunder team. Always trying to get new athletes involved in the sport.
He is, and you know,
Set.
and he
I want first
and he
base for
finds
me,
almost all the
Thank
guys,
you.
most all the guys on
Play
the
ball.
Thunder are from the Indianapolis area. Now Cody Jeffers, a new addition, he like I mentioned earlier, he came to them from the Atlanta Chaos this last year.
Ground ball up the middle, diving effort, and safe. Runner got to the bag before Scott Hogwood could grab it in time. Good to see he's out there because I was worried about that shoulder when he dove for the bag earlier.
Yeah, deflected off the guy in front of his hands, which pushed the ball away from Hogwood. And by the time Hogwood could get to him, Chris had reached the base.
So we take a look here and got there just in time. It was close. So first two batters score for the Thunder this inning to get back within 9. So Adam Rodenbeck.
He's 0 for 1. Hit the ball to the left side in his first at bat.
Contact made up the middle and out. Good contact, but again goes right to a fielder. So we'll take a look. And hustling towards the first base side. And I think that's the right call. It was close, but I do think that's the right call. So first out of the inning. Zach Bueller due up.
How you doing?
Making sure the base is properly aligned, hence the reason for the delay.
Yeah, Zach's 1 for 2. He was put out on a nice play the last time at bat.
Even with his speed. See conversations between some of the coaches and spotters out there.
You know, I mentioned the whole family affair. One of the spotters is Cam Hogwood, which is Scott's daughter, and another one of his daughters, Dakota, is a player.
I think we're going over to check the third base bag, I believe, is what we're doing here.
You've been out here all day. How you doing? Okay. All right. Okay. I got an out.
So they'll confirm it as an out.
You got how many? Okay, whatever. That's all you want. That's all you got.
So one out.
Well, I'm glad they didn't ask for the instant replay on that, because that would have definitely wasted their second opportunity.
Correct. So now the top of the lineup, we roll back through here in the bottom half of the third.
We're setting the field. Let me check that. We just got 1 out or 2. That's what I thought. Set in the field, bases, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let's play ball.
And hear the different tones for the first and third base bag.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. Hear the beep of the ball in the hand of Jared Woodard, the pitcher. Contact made, ground ball right side. Running towards the third base bag. Knocked down and out. Great diving effort by Tyler Rodriguez to make the play. 2 down.
Tyler and Zach are good friends, so I'm sure that Zach will hear about that later.
Here's the replay so you can see both of these events taking place simultaneously. And again, good hustle, but those are great defensive plays if you can get Bueller's speed down the line.
We're setting in the field. Bases,
Jeffrey's
please.
1 for 2.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's play ball.
Swing and a miss. Ground ball, left side. Diving effort, and
That's going to be a run.
safe. So most productive innings so far today for the Thunder. Third run they score. Second time in the last couple of times through for Cody that he has scored for the Thunder. And it's now 14-6.
Doing real good. Now that my girlfriend's here.
Cody was 4 for 5 in the first game today, 3 for 4 in game number 2.
Some of the comments that we get when people are mic'd up.
You get the flavor of the game, don't you?
Absolutely.
We're setting the field.
There's Kevin Smith.
That's good.
Kevin was
There
the
you go.
third and final out of the
We're setting the field.
last
Bases,
inning.
please.
This is the first
Thank you.
time the Thunder have batted through their lineup in today's game.
There we go. We'll go again. I'm going to go again, buddy. He lays it down. He's out of the way. Bases again, please. Thank you. Let's play ball.
At least we do have 2 good bases this game. The last 2 games played on this field, we've dealt with a bad third base.
This one fouled.
You're getting good at that darn now.
Coach Booker makes the play. Trust me, that's not an out when the catcher makes the play on a foul ball in this sport.
He had no excuses like Blue was in his way or anything. He still made the catch.
So 1 strike. Lifted, right side. That is a fair ball, and that will be a run.
Now that's a great hit. When you can put the ball right down the line, whether it's the third base or the first base line, but particularly the first base line, because most teams will play the strong side, which is normally the left side of the field, because most of your hitters are right-handed. So when you can, as a righty, when you can do that, that's money in the bank.
So Kyle Lewis will now bat for a second time in this inning. So Thunder slowly making progress against this Philly Fire lead.
And Kyle, being a lefty, you really want him to pull the ball, because most teams will stack their better defensive players on the left side of the field.
Good look at the Thunder bench. A sizable roster for the Indy Thunder.
Yeah, I think we have 22 players on the roster this year.
Lewis swings, lifts it, and this will be a foul ball.
And I think we got just about all 22 into the last game, which is pretty difficult.
Gateway Archer is the last opponent. They're going to have their own event coming up at the end of the month.
They are. It's going to be the first regional they'll put on, and actually they're going to be hosting the next 2 World Series.
And they're based out of the St. Louis area.
That's right. And I hope that the World Series goes well there. I, as president of the NBBA, would really like to see a city, in the middle of the country.
Lifted straight up. It will not reach the 40-foot line, so another foul ball.
That is more easy to reach for more teams. And the St. Louis, the Archers have some very good sponsors who are quite willing to put some sizable money into the NBBA to make that happen. And if they do a good job, I'd be happy to see, us establish a home city for the World Series, just like college baseball has Omaha, the Little League has Williamsport. I just think it would be best for the organization, so you would have a more dependable volunteer source every year and such.
They tend to support sports with balls and bats in St. Louis.
They do.
Seems like a natural fit. That's the pass. So Kyle now has to take a swing at and connect on one of the next 2 pitches.
Well, I'm a Cubs fan, and my wife is a Cardinals fan, so the whole St. Louis balls and bats things, it's a family thing as well.
Ball hit the pitcher. Just nicked. Jared Woodard on the way by. I think he's going to make it.
Well, put that one aside. That can be used again.
Yep. They'll have him use another one. And Kyle's having a little fun with it. Coach Krause enjoying himself. I would be too if I had a 7-run lead in the bottom of the 3rd against one of the better teams in the country.
Yeah, this tournament this weekend and the one next weekend in Bolingbrook, the tournament at the beginning of July in St. Louis, as well as there's 2 tournaments held out in the East called the Beast of the East. Those are the tournaments where you'll get most of the really good competition, and where teams establish a pecking order.
Ball lifted. This will be in the field of play. Past Hogwood, he's safe. Good hustle by Lewis to get to the bag. So he scores twice this inning, and it's a 5-run bottom of the 3rd here for the Thunder. So Lewis now 2 of 3 today. And you can take a look, if able, at the replay. And again, no doubt safe. Here's Chris Dunleavy. He's 1 for 2 today.
Had a line drive 6 up the middle last time.
No Thunder player has got a perfect day going. Everybody's been recorded as an out at least once today. Foul ball.
Jared was just a little low on that delivery. You'd rather catch the top part of the bat than the bottom part of the bat.
Foul ball again. 2 strikes.
What were you going to do with phone and water and a bat in your hand?
You hear the wind kicking up on this warm early June day here in Indianapolis. There's the pass. that, you're listening to the ball go by, trying to time it out.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. So 3 strikes. Has to make contact this time through.
Foul again.
Foul ball down the right side. Look at another look.
Over telling secrets.
And Chris is a batter who does like to go to the right side.
Counts full. Foul ball.
Another foul ball. Jerry, any limit to the number of foul balls you can have in an at-bat?
As many as you want. It's just like Major League Baseball. I've seen guys foul off 8, 9, 10 balls before on 3 strikes.
Line drive up the middle. And this gets past the fielder. That should be a run.
They're calling a dead ball, I think. That was a well-struck ball.
Yep.
Rode out to about 180, 85 feet on a line drive.
So again, they're doing a ball check, which is why the first base bag was asked to be turned back on.
Leave it on.
They'll go check on the ball to make sure it's able to be heard.
Yeah, this is a particular rule which you'll hear a lot of discussion, and there may have even been a rule proposal put in this year. It's gone back and forth over the years on whether on dead balls, late bases, whether the count should just remain the same or go back to a 0-0 count.
Yeah.
Personally, I like it staying the same, but I certainly get the argument for going back to a new count.
So that's dead ball.
Yep.
To take the run off the board. Again, the count will remain 3 strikes with the pass already having been taken.
You gonna throw one, Kev? I mean, Jared. One back. Hey, Jeff.
So Jared Woodard gets a
Here we
couple of
go.
tosses with the new ball.
We got a full count. Let's play.
So we'll try this again. Again, that basically just would be like a foul ball.
Chris has actually fouled off, what, about 4 or 5?
Yep. Lengthy at bat. Makes good contact here. Pulls it left side. Diving effort. Trying to kick, save it, and base hit. Run.
And that one ended up going about 180 feet as well.
Yep.
So that was 2 good, solid line drive hits by Chris. Unfortunately, he only gets counted for 1 of them.
So it is a 6-run bottom half of the third. And a defensive timeout taken. As Rodenbeck now comes to the plate. Looking for his first run of the game.
Yeah, he's hit to left side twice, L4, L5 area. Lascano has gotten him once, if not twice.
So the defensive timeout, little strategy session taking place here for the Fire. As what is an 11-run lead has now shrunk down to a 5-run lead.
Yeah, anytime you have Jared Woodard on your side as the pitcher, the game's never over.
Want to thank our friends at Kane and Abel Orientation Mobility Services. Take a person's arm and they will lead you around the block. Give a person a cane, it will lead you around the world. Give them a call at 317-213-7031. So Rodenbeck is ready.
Yeah, that last spot's actually by one. The president of the Thunder is Ron Brown. That's his business. Longtime NBBA All-Star and Hall of Famer. And he's been around the league for almost as long as I have. So he's been around for at least 40 years.
The bases check has been completed. This is the 9th batter to the plate this inning. Rodenbeck down the right side and lined up, and fielder has it. Out. Well, unfortunately for Rodenbeck, he's been hitting him right to fielders so far in this game.
Yeah.
But the Thunder are back in it. It's now 14-9 after 3. We'll take a look at this play on our way at the door to break as you're watching the 22nd annual Beat Ball Bonanza of North Central High School here on ISC. Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
Got the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. Fly ball. Out of here. So to the top of the 4th we go. Greg Rakestraw, Jerry Wendell with you here on the ISC Sports Network. The final game of pool play. Winner will advance on to the first place game tomorrow morning. We'll have for you at 8 o'clock. Again, all 4 fields that are in action here will all play early in the morning with the idea those teams that have to fly out have plenty of time to get to the airport and get back home after getting into town at some point on Friday.
That last picture, you saw the flag and how it's whipping, so you see that the defenders are having to deal with some wind out on the field.
Is that more of an issue as it affects the ball, or is that more of an issue from a sound perspective for fielders in this sport?
It's a sound perspective. If it's at your back or in your face, it's not so bad. But if it's a crosswind, it's worse than in your face or at your back.
So the Fire ready. This is Casey Kraus.
Thank you. Just play ball. Pass.
Takes his pass. Casey has scored all 3 plate appearances so far. We saw 2 strikeouts last inning for the Fire.
I'm sure it leads to some interesting discussions when Casey's not having a good day, whether it's his fault or his father's.
Right. So foul ball. Now it's a foul ball. You tend to call those immediately to give the fielders and batter heads up to not continue on in this sport.
More so the batters,
Yeah.
you know. And one thing I don't think you mentioned earlier, but in beat ball, the bases are 100 feet as opposed to 90 feet in regular baseball. And that's so that we can try to keep the scores down.
2 strikes. Contact made. Straight away center. This will be a bounding ball that will roll past the 170-foot line, and fielder couldn't get it in time. And Cody, and that's a leadoff run, and getting the 6-hitter in Kraus a perfect 4 for 4 today. So runs in every inning now so far for each of these teams. Back to the top of the lineup we go. And Justin Rhines scored just once. He scored the first run of the game. Has been retired as a putout each of the last 3 times up.
Bases, please. Thank you. Thank you. Play ball.
Swing and a miss.
Now, Greg, I know you do a lot of high school baseball as well. You think that Max Clark will go as the #1 MLB pick this month?
Swing and a miss. And for those that are from outside of the area, a young man is from Franklin High School, south of Indianapolis. Thought to go anywhere between kind of 1 through 5 in the MLB draft. Ground ball, left side, diving effort, past a fielder, and safe. Zach Bueller couldn't get there in time, so Ryans scores for a second time in 5 tries today, and the lead is back up to 7 at 16-9. Well, Max has said steadfastly he's going to Vanderbilt. Again, you get offered that #1 money. I'm not sure that that's a wise play.
You know, Indiana high school ball players seem to be the Vanderbilt seems to be where they land.
They recruit well in this area. Have done so numerous times over the years. Of course, Indiana State, that's hosting a regional, beat Vanderbilt earlier this year.
Indiana State's 2-0 so far in the regional, aren't they?
Just 1-0. Just played the one yesterday.
Oh, I thought I saw they played 2. So
they play Iowa tonight.
Indiana got 3 teams into college playoffs.
Rodriguez swings and misses. Indiana and Ball State being the 2. Ball State beaten by Kentucky yesterday 4-0. Indiana beat West Virginia.
Right.
So Indiana will play Kentucky. Not that that ever means anything in those 2 states. Rodriguez. To that point, tomorrow on the ISC Sports Network, we'll have the Indiana-Kentucky Junior All-Star Game in basketball from Jeffersonville tomorrow at 2 and 4, the girls and boys doubleheader. Rodriguez, a foul ball, contact made, but just shy of the 40.
Oh, you didn't have to mention Jeffersonville. I was born in New Albany. My mother went to New Albany, and you know how that goes.
It's kind of a rivalry down there. My broadcast partner and I are originally Southern Indiana natives. So 3 strikes. He does have a pass available to Tyler. He's 1 for 4 today as well. Swing and a miss. So first out of the inning. So Tyler 1 for 5 against his own old team. Here's Scott Hogwood again, much like Casey Krause. He has yet to be retired.
I told Scott I was going to talk some real trash about him on this broadcast, but, you know, he hasn't done anything for me to even had a chance.
It's impossible to, given the day that he has had.
Scott is on my board of directors of the NBBA.
Scott was 4 for 6 in Game 1 against the Archers, 2 for 5 in Game 2 against the Scrappers. Foul ball. By the way, I want to correct something because I have the program roster, and I had forgotten there had been a roster addition to the Philly Fire. So we have talked about a couple of really great defensive plays that have been made by the Fire. It was Miguel Tello that made those plays, not Cesar Lascano. So you were following my lead, Jerry, in saying that name, but Miguel Tello on those defensive
Well, that's
plays.
what I get for being a blind guy. And
that's what you get for following me. That's what you get. So my apologies.
Well, that makes a lot more sense when I saw those plays made.
Swing and a miss. And your sight for a blind guy is pretty good, by the way, Jerry.
Well, thanks. I do my best. I am legally blind. I see 2200 in my best eye after correction. And it might scare you, but I actually do drive during the daytime with telescopic glasses.
3 strikes here on Hogwood.
But my wife won't ride with me.
There's a lot of wives that are like that. There's the pass. So thankful that Jerry can join me today. Dave Benny will join me on the broadcast tomorrow. Dave was with us a couple of years ago on the broadcast. Had a wonderful time with Dave.
Dave is one of the most knowledgeable people I know as far as...
Line drive, left side foul ball is called.
As far as knowing just about everything there is to know about any of the players or teams. Another one of our members who's a lawyer.
Change that graphic to 1 out. Heads up, 1 out. So 16-9. Hogwood 4 for 4 today.
You got your breath back, bud.
Hogwood getting a minute to, after sprinting
Good, full count.
out of the box. And again, this is a warm day, and this is the third game for all these players. So I can understand if the tank's about on E for this group.
Set, ready, pitch.
Ground ball, right side, past one fielder. Second fielder diving forward, and
Safe.
Oh, couldn't get it off the ground. Chris just could not get his hands on it.
had knocked it down, but
Yeah.
just couldn't lift it off the ground and get away from his body. So for Hogwood now, he has a perfect 5 of 5 today, and it's a 3-run top of the 4th.
The sun is making all the sunscreen that I have put on today drip into my eyes.
Yeah, we are somewhat protected, not completely protected from the elements in our broadcast location. You and I are kind of diving for
Push that in
shade
the field.
in our
Bases,
broadcast
please.
location.
Quiet, please.
We'll look at our camera location here.
Let's play ball.
We're in a losing race here. The sun keeps going
Right.
further down in the west, and we only have so far we can move back.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. So Lascano, 2 for 4. Struck out his last time, struck out his first time up as well.
And you know, since you mentioned that now, when I look at him bat, he's got totally different color pants on than Tejada.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. This Philly Fire roster not as extensive as the Indy Thunder roster in terms of number of available players.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. What is there a limit as to number of defensive players you can have, again, in terms of that don't bat for you?
You can only have one DH and one DF a game, one position.
Contact made, left side, and
Oh, Rodenbach runs by it.
41, 4-1.
got it in
So he
time,
got
yes. Was able to get it in time, did Rodenbach, and there's 2 down. So Lascano hustling to the bag, just couldn't get there in time.
And like regular baseball, you can lose your DH/DF if at that point in time you have them automatically go perform the other task. Now, if you substitute your DH or DF out, then they can re-enter the game after they set out in regular play for 6 outs. If it's in the 12-run rule, they only have to set out for 3.
Nice.
But they can re-enter the game, and you don't lose your DH/DF.
Let's play ball.
So Nate Silver is ready. Scored his first 3 times up. Struck out last time through the lineup. The top of the 4th, 5th time through the lineup here. And this is batting around for the Fire. This is their 6th batter to the plate this inning.
Well, I'm glad to see that Philly has gotten Nick to decide on whether he's a righty or a lefty. He's been known to switch hit,
Foul ball.
and like I've said earlier, it really doesn't matter whether you're a righty or a lefty in this game as far as your speed to the base, because you don't know which base you're going to. It's just getting consistent with your swing and with the pitcher.
Time is called.
Set, ready, pitch. Strike.
Swing and a miss.
Nick over his career has been, had a pretty high strikeout rate, but when he puts the ball in field,
Pass.
he generally scores.
So took his pass. Count it 2-1.
He's out.
All right.
And that is a swing and a miss, and that is the end of the inning. So 3-run score. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It is now 17-9 with the Fire leading the Thunder. We'll keep it right here. Well, thank you.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim! Six of them.
So to the bottom half of the fourth inning we go. 17-9, the Fire leading the Thunder. Want to thank our friends at Big and Small Paws. Big and Small Paws 317 offers dog training and boarding, free dog training consultations, and in-house private training with payment plans available. Plus there's ADA training, group training sessions, and dog boarding also is available. Be sure to give the folks at Big and Small Paws a call at 317-603-2292 for more information.
It's blowing towards home plate.
So for the Indy Thunder, top of the lineup rolls back through, and Buehler, Jeffries, and Smith. It's Buehler at the plate. Two great defensive plays have been made to thwart his speed on the base paths his last couple of times up.
We're set in the field. Bases, please. Thank you.
Base check, and we are underway.
Thank you.
We will play
Play
6
ball.
today. And winner of this game advances on to the championship
Foul ball.
game tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Jeffrey, Smith, Lewis, and Dunleavy have all scored twice for the Thunder. On the ground ball, safe. And for some players, that sliding effort would have been good enough for the Fire, but with Buehler's speed, you had to go get it.
Which one?
Because that was an excellent
Which one?
defensive play.
You got. You where I walk around or the replay? Okay.
There will be a challenge, it sounds like, on that.
Hold on just a minute, guys.
So as of now,
I need an instant replay of the last play.
so again, we just showed that to you as the viewer. We're going to rewind that back and show our home plate umpire that exact play. So again, these are synced up simultaneously. It was the ball away from the fielder before Buehler got to the bag.
He's out.
Yes.
Oh, he was
they
out.
got him. Great job of being able to use that. So our second replay challenge of the game. First one that is successfully overturned. And again, by just a fraction of a second, Buehler retired for a third consecutive time. And again, his unfortunate luck is continuing. He's made some great contact, but he's not been able to get on the base path.
Please.
So one away.
Bases, please. Okay. Let's play ball.
So here's Jeffries. Ground ball, left side, past one fielder, diving effort, second, third, and safe. Miguel Tello could not get there in time.
I called him Tejada earlier thinking about baseball.
So Cody has scored for a third consecutive appearance. So now 17-10. Here's Smith. Smith scored last time up.
Yeah, last time he hit that long ball down the right field line.
Replay, and it turned out to be an out. Did you get who made the out on that play? Okay, you did get first. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're setting the field.
Here's
Bases,
Smith.
please. Thank you.
Smith has scored twice.
Thank you.
Came
Play
up just
ball.
once in the last inning. Thunder sent 9 to the plate in the fourth.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. And Smith likes the high ones. Jared Woodard trying to put it kind of up and outside for Kevin. Foul ball. So 2 strikes.
I don't think you've ever had the opportunity to see Ron Brown, you know, the president of the Thunder, hit. But Ron actually swings above his head. It's like he's chopping wood. And
that's a take.
Another guy who could really hit the long ball. He actually hit 792 off of me in my brief pitching career in the World Series when we won Indianapolis's first World Championship back in 1990.
High, bounding ball, and he'll be safe.
They didn't really go for that. See if he goes over to pick that up. Hopefully it's not dead.
So Smith with his 3rd run of the game. Ryan's a little late to make an effort on that. By that time, play was already well over. So 1 out, 2 already in. Thunder back within 6. It was down to 5 at the conclusion of the 3rd inning. But a high-scoring game in this one.
Kyle Lewis has scored the last 2 times after striking out the first time, and he's had some really good contact on those hits.
Thunder at one time we're down by double digits.
Yeah, it was 14-3, I believe. But like I said, as long as you've got Jared Woodard on your team as the pitcher, you've got a chance.
Lewis swings and misses. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Swing and a miss. That was a pass. Lewis, that full coil. Makes solid contact up the middle. Passes a couple of defenders.
That's going to be a run.
Sliding effort and safe.
Man, is that Hogwood out deep there?
Rhines.
Rhines was deep on that. He actually tried to field that ball at about 180 feet. And even though there's not walls in beat ball in the outfield, you have to start your defensive position inside of the 170-foot mark.
Dunleavy now up. He has scored his last 2 times after an early strikeout. Rotating another new beat ball in. But how many Jared, do you average going through in a game?
I'd say probably, if you can get by without killing 6, you're good. And beat balls cost $35 a piece, so you're talking $210 a game in balls.
That adds up quickly.
Yeah, one of my major...
Ground ball. This will be in play. Foul ball.
One of my major goals as becoming president of the NBBA is to try to get more corporate sponsorship, large corporate sponsorship. And, you know, it's we as an organization, we're like I said, we're a 501c3. We're not wealthy. We live off the money that people donate to us. Honestly, our best sponsor, you would think, would be somebody like Major League Baseball, and working hard trying to make that happen, but it's a slow process.
This time down the right side, running on the third base line. Fielding effort. Safe.
Oh.
Got to the bag in time. 4 consecutive runs have scored now for the Thunder. 3 consecutive runs scored by Dunleavy.
And only 1 out in the inning.
Okay. Hey, I actually think I'm going to check on that because you won that first challenge.
So right there.
I don't know that for a fact because it's my first TV time, so I'd check on
See if they're going to check on potentially a replay on that.
Yeah, since they won the first one, they should still remain their 2.
I thought I saw him hit the base before they had the ball up.
Okay.
You hear Kemp talking to the other volunteers.
Correct.
Trying to identify whether or not he was safer out. It looks like he's going to be called safe on the field, and whether Philly goes for the instant replay, we'll have to see.
I would tend to think that I thought he was safe.
I did too, but
that's my choice.
So let's take a look again here. And the fielder was behind it.
He's safe.
Yeah.
That's definitely safe. And Dunleavy pulled up before he got to the base. If he hadn't pulled up, it would have been clearly safe.
It'd be a habit, Frank.
Correct.
Gotcha. I got it safe.
So you kind of make the full walk around of all the different volunteers and base judges. Safe is the call.
Oh, wait till I get up there. We'll discuss that.
So Rodenbeck is due up next. Already had 1 replay challenge this inning.
And the booth just as well get ready to tee that one up again because I think Philly's going to ask for it.
On a TV timeout, you get to a deal. But if you win your challenge, you keep it. So you don't lose one. No, they don't lose. Okay. Okay. Coach, you still have 2. You ready to go? Here we go. We're setting the field.
All right.
I'm not going to challenge.
I got a feeling there might be somebody in that, on that sideline watching that saw the same replay we provided.
Play ball.
So Rodenbeck is running, looking for his first run of the game. Swings through and misses.
I tell you what, it really is nice when you have the availability to have that split screen or instant replay.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. So 2 strikes. Thunder will bat around for a 2nd consecutive inning. They sent 5 to the plate in the first and 4 to the plate in the second.
Pass.
He's taken a pitch there. Pass has been used.
And your ISC cameramen do a really good job.
Ground ball, right side, in the field of play. Hustling play, and
he's out.
Got him. Tyler Rodriguez with an offensive
Number
play.
7.
So Adam unfortunately falls to 0 for 4. Well, thanks to the kind words about our crew. They do a tremendous job.
Right behind him, though.
For those that are outside of the Indianapolis area, a lot of the camera operators that are, you mentioned the tie to Major League Baseball, a lot of our camera operators will also work for us as we produce the Indianapolis Indians games now for the first time.
Bases, please.
So a lot of our cam ops might have been at Victory Field last night or here at North Central this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's play.
So Zach Buehler led the inning off with that was a run.
Hey.
All right. I do not believe I've ever seen Zach Buehler go down 3 times in a row.
And it's happened today.
And if it happens a 4th, I know we've got history.
That was a replay challenge to start the inning.
Foul ball.
Foul ball straight back. Being told that there's a little bit of rain that we're dealing with right now. You and I are in a slightly covered location. It is a mixture of sun and clouds.
But I'm not for sure if we wouldn't like to have a few raindrops on us.
Correct. Buehler sends us down the right baseline, and that'll be
that's
a run.
Gone.
Yep, no
that's
doubt.
Gone.
Save.
That rolls out to 200 feet down to an R2, which is just inside the right field line.
So make it 5 runs in the inning now, and it's a 3-run game. And tremendous speed flying down the line. Here's Jeffries, who has scored his last 3 times up. This game started around 2:10. It has been a lengthier contest. That's what happens. You get to 17-14.
Kind of reminds us of Major League Baseball before this year.
Before the pitch clock.
Yeah.
In the field, bases please. Let's play. Strike.
Swing and a miss. So 2 runs from Bueller, 3 each from Jeffries, Smith, Lewis, and Dunleavy. Line drive, left side.
Hit hard.
1 hop, lined up, and
He's out.
Oh, nice play.
That's Rhines that made
Rhines.
the play.
Fielded at about 175 feet.
That's the equivalent of going over the wall and taking one back
Absolutely.
on a ground rule.
That's
So
a good
literally
play.
out on 2 hops, cleared
Good
that
play.
170 line. You see the double-sided replay,
You still got 2.
and he got it. So with that, that is the end of the inning. Through 4, Fire lead the Thunder 17-14. Back after this on ISC.
Shot at the buzzer. She got it! Oh my goodness, what a shot!
Brady, hello! Did it again. Hello! Made the highlight reel again. That goes to Mentor and all kinds of room to run. Down the middle of the field, and he will not be touched. Jackson, hello! There we go.
Stokes throws it, caught, ball ricochets.
Wow.
A huge hit.
Wow.
This has been an amazing display of goal scoring.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Broad Ideas Consulting. Your logo on everything under the sun, including, well, everything. Now located at 9855 Cross Point Boulevard, Suite 116 in Indianapolis. So that umbrella serves a dual purpose in case it does start to rain, but because of the abundance of sunshine we have had, and frankly the warmer temperatures today here at North Central High School.
We've hit 90 degrees now for Indianapolis.
So this is Kraus that is due up. 3 scored last time through for the Fire. Kraus is yet to be retired as an out. He and Hogwood both in the same scenario here. Coach Kraus, the pitcher for the Fire, trying to get themselves a date in tomorrow's championship game that we'll televise for you on ISC.
Pass.
There's the pass.
Yeah, this has already surpassed last year's game. I think the Fire won 15-12 at the World Series. So a much higher scoring game this year.
Strike.
Swing and a miss. So this marks the 5th trip through the lineup for the Fire.
Foul.
Foul ball. So 2 strikes.
Oh, I thought that was going to bounce out of the way. Oh, set me holding my breath, bud. Is it dead? No, okay. I don't, made me lose my hearing and everything else.
Already the pass has been used, so he's got a swing here.
Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Just got a piece of it.
He's out.
Swing and a miss. So the leadoff batter is retired. Not many strikeouts for the Fire today. Had a couple back in the 3rd inning. First time that Kraus retired as an out.
That's the 5th strikeout. 2 in a row, though. Strikeout to end the fourth and one to start the fifth.
We're setting the field. Bases, please.
So Rhines scored his last time up. He had been retired 3 consecutive outs before that. We've seen him playing left field today for the Fire, that deep left field position. Swings to that one and misses. Fire's got to be careful. If they don't have a solid offensive inning, they could find themselves trailing going to the top of the 6th. As the Thunderbats now seem to be rolling a bit more. I recognize those eyes that the young man from Philadelphia is wearing on his headband anywhere. It's a nod to Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. Swing and a miss. So back-to-back Ks.
Personally, I'm a Hurricanes fan myself. Made it to the closeout round of well, not the quarterfinal round in Raleigh a few weeks ago.
So 2 down.
Before they lost to Florida.
After being outside all afternoon, the thought of being inside and watching the Stanley Cup final tonight, Game 1, sounds heavenly. So 2 down. Here's Tyler Rodriguez. He is 1 for 5. He's been recorded as a putout in each of his last 3 plate appearances. A 3-footer in front of home plate. And it's got to go 40 for it to be in play.
I think you mentioned Krause had 9 strikeouts in the last game.
Correct.
And he's unfortunately starting to heat it up right now.
Yeah, in the wrong direction.
Yes, sir.
Ground ball up the middle. Diving effort, Rodenbeck. Got him. And for the first time, the side is retired in order in today's contest. So now the Thunder trail by 3, going to the bottom half of the 5th, potentially take the lead for the first time. Great job by our camera crew to showcase that to you in double box fashion. Let's go Blind Institute of Technology
Did you see
here.
me just call that out?
Today's game
And
on the
that's gonna be
ISC
on
Sports
TV.
Network, presented by the Blind Institute of Technology. We're teaching one person with a disability changes the lives of millions. Check out how they are changing the world at blindit.org. Well, obviously, Jerry, you and I have been kind of weaving in the conversation about this sport, as well as trying to let people know about specifically these 2 teams. People that might be watching this sport for the first time, what do you kind of want them to learn about the NBBA by watching this game today?
That it's a sport for the handicap, but that doesn't mean that they're not good athletes.
Tremendous athletes.
There's some very, very fine athletes who play in the National Baseball Association. You know, you look at this game here today. I mean, you got Zach Buehler, who's a Paralympian. You've got Nick Silver on the Fire, who's been a USABA participant for a lot of years and was a sprinter, a very good athlete. It's just full of good athletes. It's full of good athletes, and it's full of good athletes who are productive in society. As I mentioned, we've got lawyers, we've got vendors, we've got people who work in the industry of educating the blind. You know, whether it's mobility, learning skills. So it's an organization that's full of very talented individuals.
So to the bottom of the 5th we go. This is Kevin Smith. Thunder trail by 3. They've been down double digits in this game. Ground ball, middle diving effort. And
oh, Casey.
Sometimes you can win by getting the headbutt to knock it down.
Yes, sure, you can. Turn around, look. Yeah, there you go.
And again, now you see what he just did.
I need an ice pack on the back of that.
Because he knew he needed to readjust his mask and his hat. Again, we talked about the fact that everybody here has to be completely blindfolded or blinded for a level playing field. You're not supposed to be able to kind of readjust unless you have a situation like that. So the fielder asked the umpire, hey, can I turn and remove my mask to get readjusted? So he couldn't align himself with the field. That's how that played out.
Absolutely.
Pull this back a little bit.
You know, Greg, even though you only see a couple games a year, you have a vast knowledge of this sport.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Let's play ball.
Because I've done this now for enough years, I am not amazed, but I am still in awe of what these athletes are able to do. Lewis swings and misses. First strike. Swing and a miss. Strike two.
To those of us who are visually impaired or blind, I mean, to us, it's just second nature.
Pass.
We don't think anything about the abilities that people are able to display.
That's how you go out and live your everyday life, right?
It is.
So Lewis swings and misses. He's already had his take, so he's got to swing this next time through. Darnell Booker taking a moment to kind of realign Kyle.
The Thunder really need to put at least one or two on the board this bottom of the inning.
Ground ball up the middle. Diving effort, and got him again.
2 outs in a row by Krause, playing 6 up the middle.
Same guy, people.
So 4 of the last 5 have been retired as outs by the Fire. And we are potentially in danger, or depending on the flip side of it, you may see something rare. Back-to-back 3 up, 3 down innings in the 5th.
Well, I haven't seen that all day, at least in the games I've witnessed.
Oh, that sounds good.
And again, you're hearing the base test here.
So,
and again, because knowing we have a mixed audience of those with sight and those without, trying to provide as much sound in the broadcast as we possibly can.
We're setting field. Bases, please.
Here's Dunleavy.
Play ball.
After striking out his first time, he has scored each of his last 3 plate appearances.
Play ball.
One thing about Jared Woodard is Jared is actually an orientation and mobility instructor for Bosma. So he teaches the blind and visually impaired how to navigate, you know, outside, inside.
Well hit ball, left field, on a couple of hops. Miguel Tello, can he line it up?
Safe.
Nope. Had 2 fielders kind of diving for it and fighting for it. That was Rhines is out there with him, so Dunleavy scores again. His 4th run of the day. That's the most for any of the Thunder players. They're back within 2.
And I only said that about Jared because he's involved in the game because his father is visually impaired and who is been an All-Star and a Hall of Famer, you know, and he comes from a family that has several people who are visually impaired and blind.
So here's Rodenbeck. Trying to reach base for the first time today. He's made some great plays in the field.
Set.
He's been unlucky. He's made contact every time. Just been unable to do so with.
We're setting the field. Bases,
to
please.
make 100 feet down the line. This marks the 5th trip through the lineup now for the Indy Thunder.
Strike.
Swing and a miss.
This is as close as the Thunder has been since they trailed 4-2 after 1 inning.
Been fighting an uphill fight all day. Ground ball, left side. Rodenbeck for the third base bag. Diving effort, kick save, couldn't get there, and he's safe.
We have a 1-run game.
So Rodenbeck finally gets a bit of a luckier bounce that time. Now you got Buehler and his speed coming through. And obviously the Thunder trying to take the lead to the top of the 6th, and not to come back around and bat a 6th and final time. Buehler again 2 for 5 today.
We're setting the field. Bases, please.
Right fielders in place.
Thank you. Thank you.
Base check has been completed.
High
Lifted.
pop-up. It's going to be hard to get him out on a pop-up like that.
It won't go the 40 feet. It went about 39 and checked up.
Yeah, when you hit a ball that high, when it comes down, it's going to have really good backspin on it. It's like taking your 9-iron out there and just putting it high up in the air and hoping it to come back to the hole.
Now, if that ball crosses the 40-foot line and then comes back in, foul ball, correct?
Yeah, as long as it comes back in before the 40-foot line, it's a foul ball. It's just like say a bunt down the third base line in baseball. As soon as and it can always come back fair until it's touched.
Get your breath, bud. Okay. We got 0-1. Let's play.
Bueller's ready. 1 strike.
Strike.
Swing and a miss.
Pass.
There's the take. So let's just swing this time by. Contact made. Left side. Third baseline. Fielder lines it up. Couldn't knock it down. And again, with Bueller's speed. And that was at the 170-foot line.
Yeah, the defender was right in line with it. It's just it was bouncing, and it came down on his hip and bounced over his body. So he was in good defensive position. There's just nothing you can do about that. We have a tie game.
So tied at 17. Cody Jeffries now due up. He made the last out of the last inning, so this is the Thunder batting through. Thunder have never led today.
We're setting the field. Bases, please. Thank you. Thank you. Let's play ball.
Score a run here. That's going to put some pressure on the Fire's pitcher, Pat Krause, to put some runs on the board in the top of the 6th.
Foul ball.
Contact made, but foul territory. So now 5 of the 6 Thunder players have scored at least 3 times in this game. In a very balanced effort. Sent towards center field. And this will clear through.
That's
past the 170 line. Run scored, lead for the Thunder. And now, obviously, from the Thunder perspective, you're trying to build yourself as big of a lead as possible. So 4 consecutive runners have scored. And these aren't exactly dribblers the Thunder are hitting right now either.
No. Jared's getting warmed up.
Time.
Sounds like we may have an injury timeout being called. Yeah, we've got a Fire player, that's Silver, that in an effort to
how long ago did you go to school here?
make that play
You don't have to.
that unfortunately may need a little attention. He's back up and seems to indicate that he is all right.
Hey, step away from her, bud, and raise it up. There you go.
Look inside the Thunder bench. Silver appears to be all right. Coach Krause ought to check on him to make sure he's good to go.
Here we go,
It is
gentlemen.
Kevin Smith that is due up next.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So 7th batter of the plate this inning. Smith is 3 for 5 today. We had a game on ISC this week where the winning team trailed from the 2nd batter to the final pitch of the game. You don't have to lead a lot. You just got to lead at the end.
Kind of reminds you, was it?
We're setting the field. Bases, please.
IU's women's softball team losing the Big Ten championship. They were ahead, I think, almost that whole game until the very last inning.
Bottom of the inning, yep. Against Northwestern.
Yep.
Smith sends this one foul.
I may have moved to North Carolina, but I still watch my Indiana sports.
Well, then I would suggest a subscription to the ISC Sports Network. Might be the way to go for you, Jared. It's only $4.99 a month.
That's a cheap price compared to some of the things that are out there.
At 0-1.
So 1 strike to Smith.
But my wife would tell you all I need is more sports to watch.
Strike.
Swings and misses on that one as it tailed away in the upper regions of the zone.
Yeah, I think Jared got a little outside on him on that one.
Take care. So on the pass. Smith, ground ball, right side. Lining it up and out. Tyler Rodriguez makes the play.
Number 7, it's
So
3.
Smith makes the first and last out of the inning. But Thunder in front. 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead in the top of the 6th for the Fire. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County. Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name.
Wabash has the lead for the first time today.
So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby. Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Today's game on the ISC Sports Network brought to us by Kane and Abel Orientation Mobility Services. Take a person's arm and they will lead you around the block. Give a person a cane and they will lead you around the world. 317-213-7031. So as we mentioned, the Fire have to score at least 1 to keep this going. And at the plate is Scott Hogwood, who has scored every time he's been up today.
We got our young fans there.
So fielders ready.
We're setting the field. Bases, please.
Scott is the only player on either side that has a perfect day going.
And Scott has a very busy personal life now as he's starting a brand new business on Monday. He's in the vending, the vending restaurant business, and he's opening a new cafeteria in Philly on Monday.
Trying to tie this up.
Strike.
Swings and misses. Hogwood earlier 4 for 6 and 2 for 5 heading into this one. So 11 hits in 3 games so far. Swings and misses at that one.
Pressure pitch coming up.
Yep.
This is where the really good pitchers thrive, is right here. 3 strike pitches.
It was taken that time. So he has to swing this time through. Been a long day for the pitcher, too.
Absolutely.
He's out.
Swing and a miss. That's a big first out. It's the first time he's been retired today. Cesar Liscano due up next.
And he's been put away his last 2 times at bat.
He struck out a couple of times. Scored twice as well.
He's hit everything to the left side.
We're setting the field. Bases, please. Thank you.
Silver will follow him.
Thank you. Let's play ball. Strike.
Swing and a miss.
Strike.
Swing throughs and misses again. Ball tailing away from the right-handed hitter. Okay. Foul ball.
Here we are again, 3 strikes.
Yep. Got that one airborne, but immediately deemed to be foul. Some more beat balls brought in if necessary. See if he'll go a take here with 3 strikes. And Justin made contact in terms of the foul ball. Swing and a miss. And Philly down to a final out. Led from the first batter until the bottom of the 5th.
And that's 5 out of the last 6 batters that's gone down on strikes.
So here's Silver, who has been retired the last 2 times up. I mean, you wonder if this team that, again, doesn't have that many subs is just, frankly, a little gassed at this point.
We're setting the
because of the heat of the day.
Yeah, the Thunder substituted freely in their first 2 games, whereas Philly, they substituted some, but they've only got a few guys on the bench.
So has to reach here, or the game's over. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. Target on the outside. That was a pass. It has to swing this time by. Always some good-natured razzing on the other side when you have a pass. So down to a final strike. A strikeout here, game's over. Would also be.
Anybody who's been involved in sports, we've all been down to this moment where you have to produce.
Swing and a miss. And that's the way the game will end. The Indy Thunder trailed by double-digit runs in today's game, but find a way to take the lead 18-17, and they will play in tomorrow's championship here at 8 o'clock. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with our postgame show as you're watching the 22nd annual Beat Ball Bonanza from Indianapolis and North Central High School here on ISC.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
So welcome back for the final time as handshakes being shared. A dramatic come-from-behind victory in the final game of the day for the Indy Thunder, as they come from, again, at one point in time, 11 runs down to win this game by a score of 18-17. The Fire do not score in either the 5th or the 6th inning. In fact, their last 8 batters were retired as outs in today's game. Today's game on ISC, presented in part by 2 great sponsors, the Blind Institute of Technology, where teaching one person with a disability changes the lives of millions. Check out how they are changing the world at blindit.org. And thanks to our friends at Simplified Insurance Solutions, health insurance experts offering Medicare supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug plans, dental, vision, and hearing coverage. Located in Lawrence, call Latrice Jeter today at 888-340-7633. Jerry, what stands out to you about this one?
Well, Chris Dunleavy, after striking out his first time at bat, was 4 for 4 in his last 4 appearances, and he led the Thunder with runs scored in the game to help bring him back.
Handshakes and hugs being shared by fans and competitors on both sides. And again, Jerry, with your knowledge as the president of the NBBA, you know, like to see that these 2 teams played such a close game last year in the World Series, and while the end result was not the same, kind of the tenor of the game was replicated. So you kind of hope these 2 see each other again at some point in time down the road this year.
Oh, I'm sure they will. They'll see each other at some point during the double elimination portion of the tournament. They'll each, I'm sure, get good seeds in the tournament and end up in different pools. So I'm sure they'll probably see each other somewhere. towards the semifinals of the winners bracket.
Now, I know that, again, we do not know the results of the other games in terms of the other pools. Chris Dunleavy is making his way to us to be our post-game interview for today's session. So you and I will kind of work our way out of the garage here as we were working our way to some shade. I see a happy but a very tired Darnell Booker. We'll give the headsets to Chris, and we'll kind of work him into the conversation. Darnell playing the role of catcher, coach, and PR rep in terms of getting Chris back to us in a quick fashion. Chris, Greg Rakestraw, very nice to meet you. And literally, Jerry was just pointing out your exploits. After a first out of the game, you score 4 consecutive times. Describe your day for me.
You know, that's what it's all about. That's why we keep coming back, is for games and opportunities like that, and to just keep fighting and keep trying and keep battling back, and we never stop believing, and we just, we finally got over the hump there in that 5th inning. It was beautiful.
Jerry told us that you were a little bit late to beat base. We're really kind of playing this for the last 5 years. So what has this sport meant to kind of your life, able to pick this up and play at this level?
You know, it's so important, I think, for all people who are visually impaired, and to have an opportunity to go out and find that camaraderie with teammates and other players, and to be able to understand that you can commit to something and just get better and better and better with continuous work, and that's what it's all about. It's just coming out here and having a lot of fun and keep working at it, and you get rewards like this.
And Chris, this is not the full-time job for you. What is the full-time job for you?
Full-time job for me is I'm working at Eli Lilly and Company, working in our ethics and compliance, and handling a lot of investigations for regulatory issues, and to make sure we're following all the rules and procedures as we should be.
Well, again, all rules and procedures were followed today accurately by both teams. We can document that for you.
Yeah.
How are you feeling after 3 games? This is a long day.
It does make for a long day, especially the 3rd game. After you play 2 and you sit out around for lunch, and especially at my age, I got to be careful, and I got to make sure I keep stretching, and so that you go into that 3rd game and you still have some energy, and especially in a game like this, it's easy to have that adrenaline flowing, and just have a lot of fun with it.
Chris was by far the oldest starter on the on the Thunder today.
Well, and I didn't know if I might be for the entire tournament. I wasn't for sure, but it's still a lot of fun for me to come out and play with all these great competitors.
Well, as a fellow middle-aged guy, job well done out there today. Go get off your feet, go enjoy it. We'll see you first thing tomorrow morning.
That sounds great. Thanks, Greg.
Again, Chris Dunleavy kind enough to join us.
Right,
Jerry,
thanks,
your final thoughts on this one?
Well, it was a heck of a game. Thunder came back from an 11-run deficit. I said it multiple times during the game. When a team has Jared Woodard pitching for them, they're never out of it. And Jared's experience, of putting the ball on the bat certainly helped the Thunder come from behind, as well as all of the Thunder not giving up when they were double-digit behind.
Want to get a quick word from Darnell Booker as well. Book, it's like a comeback win by your team. Congratulations.
It is. What a difference a year makes from being not in the championship game to coming back to the championship game. We showed a championship medal today. It was tough coming back, and these guys just took it inning by inning, pitch by pitch. It was just a phenomenal comeback, and Philly Fire is a great team, and we'll be seeing them down the road. But like I said, it was a great game for our ball club, and we're just happy to be back to where we belong, which is in the championship game of our tournament.
What strikes me is that it was so balanced. It was not one player carrying. It was everybody helping out today.
Yeah, we had a balance across the board. A lot of guys helped us, hitting, defense. I mean, Chris, like you said, Chris Dunleavy played a heck of a game, both offensively and defensively. So we're really proud of him and everything like that. We're proud of our new guys. We're proud of Cody Jeffries, who we picked up. So yeah, it's going to be a fun year, and we got our two big of our stars back in Kyle Lewis and Zach Bueller, so those guys will help us. So we will be in the mix at the end of the season.
For 2 hours and 3 different sets of 2 hours, you are focused as to everything that is happening between those white lines. But for almost 52 weeks a year, you're thinking about how do I make this event better? What does this weekend mean to you every year?
It means a ton because we're, like I said, giving back to all of the athletes and getting everybody a chance to play a sport that's super competitive. And like I said, I'm passionate about beat baseball and passionate about the NBBA. So I just think it's just an awesome feeling. We get to kick it off the first weekend in June.
Jerry, you've been asking questions of Darnell off the air for years. There's your chance to ask him one on air. Have at it.
Well, I think a big impact and maybe on this game, the third game today, was the fact that we were able to work over 20 players into the lineup over the first 2 games, so that our starters were semi-rested going into this third game. What approach did you really use by doing that?
Well, we just, like I said, we try to, what we got coming up. What the approach we use is, okay, we get our starters in, and we try to use the quote-unquote the platoon system.
Sure.
And so we try to get everybody in because we got a big roster with players with about 21-plus players on our team. So we know that we're there to compete, but we try to balance it out and try to make everybody happy with the platoon system. But, we had a big ball game today in this third game, so we knew we're out there to compete. We're out there to win. But that's what a sport's all about, being competitive and having that championship medal and get to where we need to get to tomorrow to play for a championship.
Darnell, congratulations. Go get off your feet. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You got it. Darnell Booker, again, kind enough to join us. And with that, we will wrap up our broadcast for this Saturday afternoon. Come back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., bright and early on Sunday, for the championship of the Indy Beat Ball Bonanza. Again, the Indy Thunder will certainly be a part. For Jerry Wendell and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Goodbye for now from North Central. In dramatic come-from-behind fashion, Thunder win at 18-17. Thanks for joining us on ISC.
McCulley in time. Oh, no!
It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
That is